Cable Guy Ken coming to you from my little quick made recycled workbench here. I got a knife. I've been working on it for a while now as time permitted, of course with the tornado and everything. Time kind of got away from me. But I got a little quick made sheath for it here out of some 8-9 ounce leather. You can see my stitching kind of went off. I free-handed it. But there's my beast of a knife there. Give you some, see how this camera does. I got a new camera. Well, I say new, it's still used, but I paid $30 for it. It's a Hitachi. It takes the little CDs, the little DVDs or whatever. You see the edge on that is wicked sharp. But I've got the sheath just about finished. I just need to make the dangler for it here. I'll flip this around, see if I can see it a little bit. There we go. I got to make the dangler to go on my split ring I got here, so that it'll hang on his side. No straps or anything to hold it in. It's just held in by the weight of the blade, and it's got a little bit of retention from the fit. It's been wet fitted to it, so I ain't worried about it falling out. If he falls or anything, it ain't going nowhere. But I figured I'd do that, give you a chance to see. I ain't no leather craftsman, like I said. I'm a hack at it, but I do decent, I guess. I ain't had nobody that I've ever made anything for call me up and say, "Hey, you idiot, it don't work," So I must have done halfway decent. Now this leather, y'all order leather, it don't always come square, so I'll have to square it up a little bit after I make it, I guess I'm trying to say. I'll have to square it up a little bit. And this little line that I'm putting on it, I ain't worried about that because I can sand that off when I'm finishing the edges and everything up. I don't know how y'all do it, but that's what I do. I just put it on the sander and let it go. And I know I want it to be about a 4-inch long tab, so I'm cutting a little bit more than 8 inches of leather. Not much, but a little bit more, maybe 8 1/4. So it'll be right there. And we'll just eyeball it. Because I can always, like I said, I can square it up when I finish it if I need to. If it ain't square enough, I guess, I can always square it up with the sander. I probably could be a great craftsman if I measured things and all that hoopla, but a lot of stuff I just don't think I need to. I mean, I can freehand it close enough. I ain't trying to make works of art. I'm just trying to make something that works. So a lot of times I'll freehand it and let it go. And it'll be good enough. And if I was making stuff like this to sell on a regular basis, I'd put a lot more time into it and a lot more concern. But I don't usually sell any of the knives that I've made. I sold a few years ago, and it kind of took the fun out of it. I made 4 altogether if I got it I worked with. 3 identical, and it did. I mean, some of y'all that make them for a living, you know what I mean when I say that. I mean, it literally just sucked the fun out of making those knives, because it was a job then. It wasn't something I was doing to pass the time or to enjoy it. It was a job. It was something I had to do. Now I'm going to look at this real quick just to make sure. See, that's the opening I'm going to have. Now I could just clap this together. I could do it this way and just clap these two together. I could stitch them together. But what I want to do is have a spot for the D-ring to go through like this. It'll be good and tight, or not a D-ring, it's just a split ring, but something like that so the split ring can go through it. And then the rest of it will fold down on top of it like that. and that'll make my belt loop. So since I know that's about what I'm going to do, just to hold it in place a little bit, I got my little handy dandy glue pen. I lost a bunch of stuff that I used in the tornado. I had a leather scribe, I guess you could call it, where you set the edge to the edge of the leather and set the scribe for how far in you want to scribe your mark, and that'll give you your scribe line for when you're doing your stitching. And I had a spacer that would mark the spaces for where your laces would go when you were making your holes, because of course I drill mine on the drill right here, and I do everything by hand. I don't have any fancy stitchings and all that, no machines to do all of it. I have to do it all, you know, the old-fashioned way. But let me get this spun around here. You can see this is my little drill press. It's a Harbor Freight, but it works right good. It don't I have no issues. Let me come down here. It doesn't slow down. It's got variable speeds. It's, I want to say, a half horsepower, a 1/3 horsepower, so it's even a little bit stronger than that. And like I said, I just eyeball stuff a lot of times, y'all. Let me get my handy dandy plug. I hadn't run electric over here to me, so I just got one little drop cord, so I have to keep plugging things in and, you know, moving them. But it's all good in the hood. Like I said, I'm just eyeballing this for about how big the snap rivets are that I'm going to be putting on it.